Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and I just want to do a quick little review and take a look at a film I just picked up recently. Saw it for the very first time. It looks great. It sounds great. It stars George C. Scott, and that film was put out by Severin in 4K, special 3-disc 4K edition, and that is The Changeling. And like I said, it looks and sounds amazing. But again, Severin does a really great job with these releases. So, there's the front. There is the back. And let's check it out, because on the inside, we got some goodies here. Alternate artwork then from the slip. Front, back. No reversible artwork with this release, though. We have our 4K Ultra HD disc right here. We have our Blu-ray disc on this side, and the original motion picture soundtrack on this side. We also have this lobby card here in the front that has a listing of all the tracks that are on the disc. Right there. And like I said, this thing sounds amazing, and it is loaded with extras. Now this film is a little bit pricey on the pricier side. It's about $40 to $45, depending on, if you can catch it on sale. Like I said, it sounds great, and I'm always, and there will be some spoilers, so just be forewarned. I try to keep it on a minimum though with this particular film, because I think people really should check this one out. It's a film that I've always heard about, but I never, actually took the time to sit down and watch it. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. And I want to give my little, opinion on the film, because a lot of people say, right here from the front, right here on the back, it says, one of the most terrifying horror films of all time. Okay, well, like I said, do I like this film? I think this is a good film. I do enjoy this film. Do I think it's one of the most terrifying horror films of all time? No, I don't think so. I think it is effective in what it does, and like I said, we'll get into it in a second. This is, watch out for some spoilers. Like I said, George C. Scott, fantastic job, performance in this film. I haven't really seen George C. Scott in a lot of things, and the one thing I'm most familiar with is Scrooge, him playing Ebenezer Scrooge. I think he does a fantastic job in that film. This is a lot different, though. Completely a lot different departure than what I'm used to seeing George C. Scott in. So, right off the bat with this film, George C. Scott, along with his wife and daughter, they're pushing their car up this hill. Now, it's been snowing. There's a lot of snow. And sometime into their car, and he goes off to make a phone call. He's able to find like a telephone booth. And he goes over. He can still see his daughter and wife, out the corner of his eye. Well, he leaves him at the car while he's making this telephone call. And around the corner comes a snowplow. And unfortunately, the snowplow driver does not see the wife and the daughter and the car. He runs right into him, and his wife and daughter are killed. So, flash forward months later, George C. Scott, he is a composer. He plays piano. He decides he's going to move, try to start over again. And he gets a job at this university. He also, starts to live in this one house. He rents his place and buys his place. And it used to be an orphanage at one time. And can never rent this place at all. Nobody wants to rent this, cannot get anybody to buy this place at all. But George C. Scott moves in. And right off the bat, it doesn't waste any time. It gets right into, the, little bumps in the night. Things that keeps going, things that happen. He's hearing things and, seeing things. So it is effective in what it's trying to do. It's a ghost story. Now, I don't really, this kind of film, I think it's more of a mystery with the added element of the ghost story added into it. But I think it's more of a mystery because George C. Scott, this orphanage, a murder happened years ago. And now George C. Scott's trying to just piece together the puzzle along with the lady who actually, was able to get him this house. They're working together. There's definitely some chemistry between the two of them. And I think that works pretty well on screen. And now he wants to just piece this together. Because like I said, a murder happened. This child was killed. And he wants to figure out exactly what happened. Now, like I said, there are some creepy parts in the film. There's a seance that happens. That's pretty intense with the seance. There's also a scene with, like I said, the lady who he, befriends. And there's, like I said, there's definitely some, romantic interest between the two of them. There is a scene that happens with her in a wheelchair later on in the film. So that's pretty creepy too. But I don't find this to be a horrifying, film that's just, you're going to lose sleep over. I don't think it's that. I really, even though I think those parts are very effective with what they're doing, I think this is more about the mystery. And I think that's what I went into this thinking, okay, I'm going to be scared. It's going to have the crap scared out of me. But no, I was right when I started getting into the mystery. I just want to know what happened. What's the mystery? Because there is a little bit of a twist. I'm not gonna go into. I know I've been spoiling some things lately, but I'm not gonna really spoil this film too much as far as what happens at the end, because I think, like myself, having not seen this film before, there's probably a lot of other people out there who haven't seen this film either, and I think it's definitely worth checking out. Now, like I said, this film, it looks great and it sounds fantastic. Like I said, a little bit of a twist. And that's the one thing you have to watch out for with this film. Just pay attention to details with this one, because they do. There's like a little trail details throughout the film. Like George C. Scott, I really like how he almost becomes like a detective, trying to figure this out. People are trying to like keep him off the path of whether or not him trying to figure these things out. So I really liked it. But again, is it terrifying? Is it scary? There are a couple of scenes here and there, but I don't really find it to be, the most terrifying, one of the most terrifying films of all time. I just think it's more of a mystery, and I think it's pretty darn effective in what it does when it comes to that. And like I said, the acting is very well done in this film, and like I said, when you see the seance part, that's one of the more intense, probably the most intense part of the film. That and the wheelchair part, that's kind of creepy too. Seeing this lady be chased by a wheelchair. That's pretty effective. You'd think maybe it might be kind of comedic, if you think about it when you hear me say it. But no, it actually works pretty darn well in the film itself. So, Severin, again, bang up job putting out The Changeling in 4K. I would definitely suggest picking this one, because this thing is loaded with extras. Special features are just so many in this. Just complete loaded, edition for this. And I love getting the motion picture soundtrack with these special editions. It's a great, great bonus. So, yeah, The Changeling on 4K from Severin. Like, subscribe, and comment if you have the chance, and I will catch you in another episode. Take care.